Hey everybody, Equestria Narrator here with a quick update, since I haven't done one in a while, and some folks were wondering where I've been and what I've been doing, as I have been somewhat missing in action for the last few months, and thought it was high time I did a little update so folks know what's going on. Uh, so to start, wow, I've got 1,100 viewers, 1,131 to be exact as of right now, so yay! And along with that is over 100,000 views, which, from my perspective, that's all crazy. I've never been an extrovert. I've never sought fame or attention. Um, and to know that there's over 1,000 people following my channel, and on top of that, that my videos have been viewed over 100,000 times is kind of crazy. Um, when I started this, and I think I've said this before, I never intended to be famous, or, become a celebrity on YouTube or any kind of that junk. Even inside the, uh, MLP fandom, was never really my intention. I just saw something that needed to be done better, so I gave it a shot, and here I am. And, uh, I really have to thank you guys for, making me continue. If I had been 3 years down the road from starting Heroes and only had, 10 followers or whatever, or a low number of views, I definitely wouldn't be doing it anymore, given the amount of time and effort that goes into making each chapter. Um, so again, thanks to everybody. I am gratified that you like what I do, especially given how rough I was to start. And it's been a long journey, and I think I've become a lot better over time. And it's been a lot of fun doing Heroes, and Heroes has become very near and dear to my heart. Uh, I just love Silver to death. I don't know why, but she's just my kind of gal, and I look forward to seeing where things go. And if you kill anybody off, I am going to throttle you personally. I've warned him. I've warned him, don't you kill Silver, because if he does, I'm going to be very, very unhappy with him. Um, so with that being said, what else is going on? Well, as most of you know, I'm kind of spinning up into the pro realm, or attempting to. The entire process of being a voice actor and getting into narration or voice acting is horrible. Um, it's a cutthroat industry, uh, and if you really want to play with the big boys, you got to be a Screen Actors Guild member or some other guild member. And in order to become a member of those guilds, you have to have the work. But in order to get the work, you have to have the guild membership. It's kind of a Oberos, the snake eating its own freaking tail. Sometimes it's really bizarre how you get into the industry and a professional. But I'm taking a different track. I am going in through the back door, so to say. Instead of trying to be an actor who transitions into narration and voice acting, or being someone who's got that membership, I'm trying to work my way up from the bottom and get the credits under my belt, so I eventually can become a SAG member, etc., and have that bonus, because SAG members do make a lot more than non-union people. But it's all a racket. The whole union thing is ridiculous. I know it's there to keep the riffraff out, so to say, to keep people who aren't serious about it out. But holy crap, what a hurdle you have to jump. So in the professional sense, I just recently released, or I should say, is just recently published up on Audible, my first pro narration called Heart of Steel by Elizabeth Einspanier. It's an independent work. She actually approached me to do it. Basically because she heard of the effects, or she heard the effects I did on Heroes, because I have some samples from Heroes on my ACX demo page, and I think the part she heard was actually was the part of Walkirk, and the effects I did on that. And the main character, or one of the main characters in the book, is kind of a cyborg who she was looking for that kind of a tone to. So she actually approached me. I didn't audition for the role or anything. Actually, she asked me to audition, I think, and I did. And but it's not something I went out and found and auditioned for. She actually said, "Hey, will you audition?" So I did, and I won it. And it's about 6.5 hours. It's on Audible. If anybody wants a free promo code, shoot me a message. I've got a bucket load that they've given me to give out. Just give it a good review. That's all I ask. Um, but yeah, so that was my first quote unquote pro narration work. That I consider pro. It's not a big publishing house or anything, but that will come in time, I hope. I've just been contracted. I just had a meeting this morning, in fact, with the publisher and the author for a series of short books aimed at younger kids, probably middle schoolish, although apparently adults read them too, and have given it good reviews. First book is called The Underground Princess, and the second book is called The Prince's Plight. The third book is not yet published, will be out, I believe, in September, and they want me to do all 3 books, which I've committed to. Not real long. The first 2 books are only about 20K each, so to me, that's very short, when I compare it against the 500,000 words that Heroes has been, and some of the large chapters of Heroes, which have been 20K by themselves. And I guess what I auditioned for it, and the author, whose name is J.W. Zuloff, I think I'm pronouncing that right. He found some of my stuff on Voice Bunny, but I also auditioned, and the thing he said that the thing that made me stand out, I guess, is my ability to do a decent pirate voice. One of the characters is a pirate, you see, and he was looking for a voice like this, and apparently the other narrators couldn't do a pirate voice to save their lives. So yeah, yay me. Yay me for my pirate. There's that. I'm constantly auditioning for other stuff. When I commit to something, I kind of have to back off the auditions because I don't want to overload myself. But I'm always on the lookout for something that I might be well suited for. But I can't complain. I'm making some money, so I'm not making a lot, but it's better than a kick in the head, and it's a step in the right direction to get me away from my horrible day job. So, yay me. So how does that impact everything else I'm doing? So it does have an impact. That's in fact, the Heart of Steel was the reason the last chapter of Heroes got delayed. I had that in my hands for 4 weeks before I was able to put it out because I was wrapped up in getting Heart of Steel done. So, I mean, that does take, that book was, 80,000 words, 6.5 hours. So, that was, a substantial project to undertake. It took up several days each week trying to get as much done as I could, and all the editing. And there's a lot of effects work in that too that the author wanted. That was one of the reasons she approached me. So that kind of increased time. So a lot of things got pushed back. And that brings me to Awakenings. What's going on with Awakenings? Still in progress. I do have enough stuff from the voice actors now to actually start producing. I've got enough probably to last me up to about chapter 4. Still, there's a big chunk from Ellie Monty that still needs to be done, and the other main characters. But I've gotten enough now that I do have enough. I'm aiming at maybe a chapter a month at this point. Due to all the other stuff I have going on, I can't commit to a lot of time to do it. So I'm trying to, I'm having to budget my time appropriately. Paying, pro work versus, independent for fun work. And plus I'm going to be doing a bit more on the FX side as far as that goes. I'll probably even alter the text a bit, or more like remove the text and let the effects and voices speak for themselves, so that it'll become obvious what's going on that doesn't need to be spelled out. So, like in the last few episodes of Heroes, or chapters of Heroes, where I've done a lot of the effects work, that's kind of been a test bed on learning how to track stuff. I also did, what else did I do? I did the chapter 9 of the Fall of Equestria. Not Equestrian Broadcasting Company, but the stuff that's now it's been subsumed by Stable Tech Studios. It took me forever. I had that forever before I actually committed to do it, because I offered to help, and Waveform, talking about you, was like, oh, great, here, mix up chapter 9. I'm like, what? Wait, what? Did I agree to this? So I kind of stumbled around with that for a long time, not wanting to do it. because it was an enormous oh god, tracking special effects and mixing special effects in, holy crap. Adobe CS6 does not like very long, uh, uh, files with a lot of tracks and effects. CC 2014 works better, but, there are points, I got 16 gigs of memory and a pretty beefy processor. It will choke your system, using up a fraction of that. I was taking up like 3 gigs in resident memory, and it actually, with chapter 9, when I was uh, still using CS6, I had to break it up into multiple renderings because it could not handle it would crash Edition every time I tried to render it. So, um, CC14 works better, and I also changed how I mix stuff in to, have less of an impact on the system, but, it's a process, and, it should be interesting. I'm looking forward to having it out. I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be neat, but it's also going to be, I'm not gonna be dumping them out one a week. I also want that gives me a little more buffer time to wrangle in the, voice actors to get more of their work in so I can go past chapter 4. Um, so that's where that's at. What else is going on? Patreon. What's going on with Patreon? I I'm pretty much putting Patreon on hold at this point, as it doesn't sit well with me, and it doesn't sit well with me because, um, I don't have the time to get the commitments done, and it's also it's half time, half laziness. Um, it's one of those things like, "Oh, I intend to do it now," and something else pops up, um, and I don't get it done. And I do plan to do what I've already committed to, but I've put everything else on hold. That's why you haven't seen the latest version of Heroes up on Patreon. It doesn't sit well with me that, I've made these commitments and I've taken so long to get them done. That's just, it's not how I like to roll, and it bugs me. And given the fact that I have less and less time to work with things now, I can't commit to anything else. So I'm backing off on the Patreon. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it. I'm gonna keep it and just change my commitments to something else, or take the commitments away and just say, "Hey, if you wanna give me money, great." I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. So that's where I'm at right now. Like I said, I am not gonna be as engaged, going forward. There might be longer periods of dryness, from my channel as far as output, due to my segue into the professional realm, but I'm not going away. I'm not going to be, a crazed rambling who just kinda, you know, dropped off the face of the earth, and as far as I know, I don't know if anybody talks to the guy, but as far as I can tell, he's not that involved in talking to people in the fandom. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to be going away. I'm not gonna give up on Heroes or anything like that. I'm just not gonna be as, active as I have been over the past couple of years in putting stuff out, as I have to devote more time and effort to the professional side of things so I can get out of my, as I think I mentioned previously, horrible day job that I detest, but pays me too much and gives me too much time off to walk away from without an extremely good reason or alternate source of fun coupons to put into my bank accounts. So that's about it. I think I'm just gonna leave it off with woo, Fallout 4. Finally. Oh my god, that was awesome. I loved that trailer. It was so cool. Um, really looking forward to that. I saw some people bitching about, oh, it looks like last gen. I mean, come on, people. When's the last time Bethesda stuff put anything that looked next gen? Um, Bethesda stuff's never been about graphics, has always been about story, going all the way back to the first Elder Scrolls game, or how many people remember the old Terminator games. Actually, old Terminator games were kick-ass graphically for the time, but I thought it was awesome. I think it looks sweet. It's and I'm very much looking forward to more tidbits as they come out, and hopefully it'll be out. I think I saw it was going to be out late this year. Um, but that would be pretty awesome if it was. I'm definitely looking for. You can expect me to disappear for a while when that comes out as well, because I'm gonna be playing the hell out of that. And who knows, maybe K-Cat will finally write Fall Equestria 2. Wouldn't that be cool? Um, I wonder if they're listening to this. They probably are. Hi, K-Cat. Um, so yeah, That's about it. I think I'm just gonna wrap this up because I'm just kinda rambling at this point. Oh, a couple of final notes. If anybody wants, a free copy of my audiobook, The Heart of Steel, let me know. I've got a boatload of promo codes that, they've given me to give out. The only thing I request is that, give it a good review. I mean, give it an honest review, but I think it's a pretty good book, and I think I did a decent job. Um, I'm not asking anybody to go out there and just, 5-star it. Written reviews are really helpful as well. The more reviews a book gets and the more reviews it has, the better it sells. And that's what we're, trying to promote my work in Elizabeth's. I think she's a good writer, and it was a lot of fun to do. And it was an honor to be chosen to produce the work. And I think you'll like it. So again, if you want a free copy, let me know. I've got the codes. Just shoot me a message, and I'll send you the code and the instructions. So that's it. Take it easy, folks. Thanks for listening.